Hello, Galaxy! I'm Chris Perillo, and I'm here to do a live reaction of my experience, or at least my feelings, towards having now seen The Last Jedi one time, the first time, definitely not the last. I did a brief reaction in my other YouTube channel that's more of a mix of things that are all things me, Chris Perillo. This is my dedicated YouTube channel for Star Wars talk, and believe you me, I have been brainstorming, I did on the way home, different video topics that I'd like to dive into, and I think I've come up with about 50 different topics in and around what I saw in The Last Jedi alone. So there's a lot more Star Wars talk coming down the pike. I am excited, and I think part of that is this good feeling that I had in watching the movie, not just after the movie, like after it was done. I know, like almost right away, I felt that it was going to be different, but you might remember I walked into it, or really sat into it, with an open mind and an open heart. I just wanted to enjoy it. I wanted to enjoy a Star Wars movie, and that's exactly what happened. I enjoyed myself. I felt like that was a solid Star Wars movie. It felt like more of a Star Wars movie to me than The Force Awakens, and I loved The Force Awakens. It felt more complete. It felt solid, stem to stern. I felt that the story was strong. I felt that new discoveries of characters. It was I guess in my estimation, it felt true to the characters. So their arcs felt rock solid. But like I said, almost right away, the feeling I got was, I don't think some people are going to like it, and I think some people are going to love it. And I think you're going to potentially fall on either side of the spectrum. I'm going to do my best to avoid spoilers right now, and I think that period should last for maybe a few days, because I want to give everybody a chance to have seen the movie. So I'm not going to be sharing any particular spoilers, things that I really happen to enjoy. I try to think through moments in the film that I didn't like, because no movie is perfect, but the only part that I was really disappointed about, it redeemed itself. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, this works. Boy, that excites me. So yeah, I can see how some people are going to be very turned off by it. I guess I was turned on by it. Is that the right thing to say? I guess I'm saying that. I was kind of turned on. Someone, be careful in leaving comments, because I'm not going to mention any spoilers. You may want to ignore comments. Someone, the first comment says it was my favorite Star Wars movie ever. I don't know if I can say that. I have to watch it again to know where it fits. But that's the thing, is The Force Awakens to me got better over time. It really aged well. And I feel that The Last Jedi is going to do the exact same thing for me, and it fit very, very well. I really am interested in diving into a few of these topics on a deeper basis. I didn't get any popcorn at the theater, but my wife made me some popcorn at home. This is air-popped popcorn. That's why I can't eat it at the theater, because they put a whole bunch of junk on it. This is mushroom popcorn. That's not because it has mushrooms in it. It's how the kernel kind of blossoms, flowers. I did get a really neat collectible at my theater. This kind of excited me, although the paint is kind of chipped off in a couple of spots. It looks like it was in manufacturing, not necessarily the bag, but it's supposed to allow you to hold popcorn. It's a popcorn container, snack container, but it can hold anything. But out of all the theater collectibles that I've seen out there, this is the one that I would want the most, because, I like the Stormtrooper ethos. This is the Executioner, and it looked like it was worth the money. Like, they want to charge you, what, like $12 for a bucket? Or, what is it, $6 for a cup that has advertising on it? I'm like, this was reasonable. It was like $10, and I'm very, very, very happy with this collectible. I also got at my theater with the showing, I didn't go to the doubleheader, although that would have been awesome. If I can, I'll tell you, if I can catch a doubleheader when it's still in theaters, I will. I absolutely will, because I think that's a great way of enjoying the film. though each movie has a different tone to it. I got the poster. Not as excited about the poster, but still kind of neat. My daughter, who did not get a chance to see this, she's 3 years old. Jedi enjoyed that. And then I got these collectible cards in this package that I'm not inclined to remove from the plastic or the cellophane. But anyway, I was happy to get these. Very happy to find this, if only because, like I said, I was looking for a solid collectible. The movie is definitely worth seeing, of course, as a Star Wars fan. I do wonder, though, if you're not a Star Wars fan, I'm not sure how much you're going to get out of this. And maybe I felt differently about The Force Awakens, but I don't know if non-Star Wars fans are really going to appreciate it as much as Star Wars fans, even knowing full well that this is going to have some elements in it that are divisive, which are topics that I definitely want to dive deeper into. Someone mentions it was so different, I'm not sure how I feel about it. It's going to take a couple of days to digest it. I kind of feel the same way. It was different, but it struck the right notes for me. That's how I felt. There are some elements worth remembering. By the way, I'm drinking because I have not had a sip to drink, because that's the thing. When you go into a theater, you don't want to get up in the middle of the movie just to go to the restroom. Jordan mentions in comments I had to watch it twice to make sure, but yes, it's a fantastic movie. Just wasn't sure how I felt at first. Not sure if it's my favorite. Nothing can beat Empire, but it's definitely up there. Don't go into it expecting that it's going to be like anything. I think that the best word that I could use to describe it, and this is what I think so much has to be unpacked, nuance. I mean, there are subtleties here that are very strong. I mean, there's a lot of message that's conveyed that if you're just looking for something that's fun on the surface, like a non-thinking type of film, this is not a movie for you. This is not a bubblegum movie. There certainly were moments of exposition, but I don't think they were heavy-handed. I thought they were done fairly well, and not in an awkward capacity. I can't wait to see it again, because again, you see things differently, and you see different things, of course, when you see it a few times. Someone mentioned they had a bunch of little problems with it. I guess I didn't. I didn't feel, maybe, like I said, one. And it's I guarantee that what I felt is going to be one of the more controversial, no, that was horrible. Why? I'm like, it was perfect. It was the right thing. There were so many right things that I just felt were right. I don't want to give too much away. Again, I'm trying to avoid too many spoilers, but it's solid. It was definitely worth the time. I think it sets the stage for 9 and beyond and between. And I like that. I like that a lot. The only thing, if I were to say the thing I may have been disappointed about, and maybe not even so much as I thought I would be, the thing I like about Star Wars are the aliens and the monsters and the cyborgs and the robots and that. But, I guess I didn't, that didn't jump out at me as much with this film in terms of that's what I like about Star Wars as much as it did with The Force Awakens. So that tells me that the story, in my eyes, in my heart, was compelling. I never felt like I did at The Force Awakens, where it got to the very end, I'm like, that's it? No, that can't be it. There's no way. What was the big moment? Of course, the Starkiller base, getting blown up. But there were so many little moments inside of this film that, in an amalgamation, created, something that, like I said, it will definitely warrant quite a few discussions around this. I'll be diving into various characters and how I felt about their characters and their development and their arc within the film. Including some of the new characters, really. But that's my reaction. I enjoyed it. I did. But it's like with anything, especially when you can't. You can't win them all, as they say. I don't know if there's going to ever be a perfect Star Wars movie for everybody every time. That's what I'm going to say. All the more reason why I take the approach of just, okay, let's wait and see. Was I surprised? Yes, I was. Was I expecting certain things? Sure. But, all I wanted was something that was just compelling. Something that was like, oh, okay. And that's not that I did that out loud, although there were a few moments that I said things out loud. Not too loudly, though. But I really thought that there were a few good moments in the film. Quite a few. It was a solid film. I enjoyed it. What else can I say? I'm reacting. I'm reacting live. For anyone who hasn't seen it, you can't prepare for it. So many memorable moments. Yes. Someone says you need new glasses. No, I don't. Although I would like. I tell you what, I would like. The 3D glasses weren't at the theater. I was going to pick those up because I guess there's R2D2 glasses that I'd like to see. But yeah, there are a few things. Man, I think I'm gonna have to see this one more times in the theater than I saw The Force Awakens. I think for The Force Awakens, I was more excited that Star Wars was back, and then of course enjoyed the movie. It felt new. It felt old. It felt like this. And in my estimation, that is where that's where the movie succeeded. That's all I'm going to say. Old, new, this. And I'm telling you, man, nuance. Someone asked if I was disappointed by Snoke. I was not. Not disappointed at all. I can see how anybody, if the problem is if you set something up in your mind as, oh, it's going to be amazing, and this is what it is, and this is what, and then it doesn't turn out that to be that, you're disappointed. But that's not the film's fault. That's not the story's fault. It's your fault. That's why go in with no expectations. Did you enjoy yourself? Yes or no? And you got to be honest, even as a Star Wars fan. I enjoyed myself. Honestly, I did not enjoy Rogue One as much. Truthfully. And I enjoy Rogue One, not as much. Not nearly as much. I go down on record suggesting that Rogue One should have been a miniseries, episodic miniseries, like a television-produced miniseries, instead of a full-length feature film. So, anyway, I'm very happy. Someone mentioned they had buckets and cup toppers. I saw the cup toppers. I'm not sure if I'm going to flip for those. I did the first time around. I'm like, I don't know if they're really my thing. I'm not even really into buckets all that much, bucket head. But I thought this was kind of... I'm like, yeah, I'd like a collectible. I'd like a souvenir. Jedi, my daughter, loves buckets too, so hopefully too many things won't get lost in here. Someone mentions the Force Awakens was a much more linear story. Yeah, and that's what made it enjoyable, but also, left the complexities to the side, and maybe that's what I think I like more about this, and what needs to be unpacked from the film. Oh my god. Like, if you thought I talked a lot about The Force Awakens, I think there's twice as much to talk about in The Last Jedi as there was in The Force Awakens. For sure. The Last Jedi has way more things going on at any given time, and I enjoyed that. I did. It was up. I mean, it was up tempo. It was fast paced. I never hit a lull. I never felt like, okay, this is a time to breathe. It was compelling, and that to me is a good film. I loved that. Someone asks, and I'm going to answer in general responses. In Future of the Clown says this must be the equivalent of how happy Chris was as a kid Christmas morning. Kinda, especially when I got Star Wars toys. Love the Star Wars toys. For the rest of my life, that's what I want. Star Wars toys all the time. I'm in. And I have to thank, I did a shout out the other day, but Randy Kane 1977 sent this for my wish list. The Stormtrooper Mega Kit. So you can get just about every accessory that a Stormtrooper might come with here. Which is really, really nice to have. Another Stormtrooper figure. Yay! Very, very happy about that. Someone asks, what are your opinion on Rey and her story throughout the film? I thought it was solid. I thought it was interesting, though. Like I said, I think Rey's arc of all of them was probably the most nuanced, more nuanced than Kylo Ren's arc. this is where I really feel I need to watch it again. And I almost feel like I need to watch The Force Awakens back to back with The Last Jedi to give you my feeling about Rey in The Last Jedi. That's the one I want. This next viewing, I'm going to be following Rey a little more closely to get my feel for her in her particular progression. It was interesting. I'm not going to say it was good, great, outstanding. I'm not also going to say it was horrible, it was bad. I'm not sure if I can put my finger on it quite yet. But this is where nuance comes in. I'm not sure if Rey, just go a little one level deeper. I'm not sure if Rey can put her finger on it yet either. Not to issue any spoilers. Not to throw anything out there. But I've got to be careful. Some people are you're teetering into spoilery territory, and I want to try to avoid that in this particular video. What did I think of Luke's role in the movie? Solid. Absolutely what it needed to be. At every point. Very happy about it. Some people are asking about Kylo Ren and Rey and their play together. I enjoyed it. I know some people may find it weird. I thought it was interesting. It's nuance. You don't just take it for what it is. Just you think about, wait a minute, why is this happening? How is this happening? What does this mean? There's a deeper story at play, and this is where I come back to Rey and her arc in this the movie. I got to be careful about this, but I still don't think Rey knows who she is. She hasn't found herself yet. Much like Luke had not found himself yet by the time Empire rolled around. So, and The Empire Strikes Back. Just to clarify. But that's my feeling. That's what my gut tells me. So we do have a super chat. Pez Liz says, so excited, can't wait for more coverage. Oh, trust me, I'm going to be pumping out the list, taking questions, diving in deeper to those questions. In once a day, I'll just do another live stream into this video channel. The next time I'm going to see it will be, like I said, 48 hours from now or so. I'll be watching it the second time in 3D. And I'll probably see it a couple more times. I feel I need to see it a couple more times before I feel like, okay, I've seen enough of it to be able to process, to be able to expand upon a few topics or, dive a little deeper into it. Let's see here. Hang on. Someone says the cinema that I watched The Last Jedi showed The Force Awakens first. I've seen the movie twice so far and would definitely recommend seeing The Force Awakens right before. I think so too. Do y'all remember what I said after The Force Awakens? Maybe not. I said, I don't think you can effectively review The Force Awakens properly until after Episode 9 has been produced. I feel the same way about The Last Jedi. Because it's a trilogy. It's this. And we're halfway through. Are we? I mean, I don't know. I don't want to go a little deeper. Do I think, I don't want to, okay, you're asking something that's a little spoilery right now. But I am seeing some of the questions that are coming into the live chat. Where does this fit in your rankings of Star Wars films? I don't know. Definitely right up there. I believe I enjoyed that more than The Force Awakens. And I enjoyed The Force Awakens, which ranks right up there with the original trilogy stuff. Easily. Prequels are kind of getting pushed further back in my mind. I think that's the same way for a lot of people. Maybe not everybody. So, thank you everybody for tuning in. I'm thirsty. I'm hungry. I'm a little tired. But thank you for subscribing. If you're just joining us, following on Twitter at Star Wars Radar. One person I'll mention this and then I'll start to kind of wind down. And I'll get to your questions, of course, as time goes on. Liz said, Porgs! I enjoyed the Porgs. I was a little worried they were going to be overplayed, or overhyped, but I enjoyed it. It was fun. They were fun. I enjoyed the Porgs more than the Ewoks, and I didn't never mind the Ewoks. I never minded them. I didn't mind them as much as some people did. So, thank you everybody for tuning in. Thank you for asking questions. Thank you for setting the stage for future videos. I plan on doing, a live video around a topic. For the foreseeable future, they'll be about The Last Jedi. I love you. I appreciate you. And at this point, I'm going to leave you to your own devices. May the Force be with you.